Marina Mabrey did not hold back as she responded to Chennedy Carter's cheap hit to her face. Chennedy Carter has made quite a reputation for herself. Unfortunately, it is not for the right reasons. Instead of focusing on her skills on the court, all people talk about is her outlandish behavior. Her most recent antics earned her a flagrant foul and left Marina Mabrey clutching her nose and face in pain while laying on the ground. Now, by the end of this video, you will see how Chennedy is heading towards a dangerous path, which might actually get her kicked out of the league. Recently, the Chicago Sky took on the Connecticut Sun. The game came down to the wire, with the Sun ultimately pulling it off and winning by 2 points. This was a crucial game as the WNBA season is slowly coming to an end and every game matters. With the Sky fighting for a playoff spot, they really needed this win. Perhaps that's why the tensions were high from the get-go. In fact, it was only a few minutes into the game when Chennedy struck Mabrey in a rather unsportsmanlike manner.
Mabrey posting low, she's going to go to the free throw line.
Mabrey remained on the floor with her hands over her face for several moments after the play. The training staff attended to Mabrey as she was in visible pain and laid on her back on the court. The play was ultimately reviewed by the officiating crew and upgraded from a common foul to a flagrant, which means that Carter has now picked up her 4th flagrant foul of the season. Now, maybe there was something personal about the foul. Mabrey did play for the Sky last year, but appeared to grow unhappy with her situation in Chicago at some point this season, and the franchise granted her trade request in July. Earlier in the day, there was video circulating, which appeared to show many of Mabrey's former teammates giving her the cold shoulder during a pre-game shoot-around. Mabrey's departure from Chicago raised questions about the locker room dynamic for the Rising team. The questions were raised as Mabrey wanted out, while Carter, Reese, and Camila Cardoso are starting to gel together. Ultimately, Mabrey explained that she joined the Sky to play for James Wade. However, he was let go last season, and Mabrey did not like her role under Teresa Weatherspoon. In the end, Mabrey got the last laugh. Once she got back to her feet, it seemed as if Chennedy had woken up a beast, as Mabrey went on to lead her team in scoring, dropping 24 points on the Sky. To put that into perspective, the Connecticut guard is averaging 14 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.3 assists a game. Meanwhile, Chennedy finished the game with 19 points, but also had 6 turnovers and 6 fouls. Ouch. Maybe she should focus more on not fouling her opponents. Chennedy has earned herself a reputation for being an enforcer of sorts. This reputation has followed her for a while, but was turned up to another level earlier this year when she delivered a cheap shot on Caitlin Clark. Chennedy Carter seemingly shoulder tackled her for no good reason.
A foul which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter, they called it an away from the ball foul because it happened prior to the inbound. So then anybody can shoot the free throw.
It is pretty crazy to see how blatantly Chennedy hit Clark in the back, putting her shoulder into the rookie for a blindside stick. Now, while it was originally called a common foul, the WNBA's replay committee upgraded the play to a flagrant foul following the conclusion of the game. Kennedy's WNBA career has been marred with controversy. The Atlanta Dream drafted her with the number 4 pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, and she produced right away despite some injuries. However, the Dream suspended her for conduct detrimental to the team. The incident began when Courtney Williams told Chennedy to cheer on her teammates from the bench. This led to an argument which escalated post-game. Chennedy reportedly wanted to fight Williams, but the veteran backed away and no physical altercation occurred. The Dream suspended her indefinitely following the incident and then later traded her to the Los Angeles Sparks for the 2022 season. Chennedy played 24 games for the Sparks during the 2022 season, which was almost the same amount that she played in 2 years for the Dream. Her minutes were significantly down. The former number 4 overall pick averaged just 16.4 minutes per game and scored just 8.9 points per game. The Sparks ended up benching Chennedy for poor conduct. She was under contract for the 2023 season, but the Sparks opted to release her in the offseason, which then led to her playing a season overseas. At only 24 years old, she decided to play professionally in Turkey. She had briefly played there after her rookie season, but left to be closer to home. There, she showed that she still had it. She excelled in a second stint, averaging 24.1 points, 5.5 assists, and 4.7 rebounds per game for Bursa Uludağ. Her play was enough to draw interest from WNBA teams, and she signed with the Chicago Sky for the 2024 season. Now, Carter is one of the Sky's most important players, leading the team in points per game. She is currently posting 16.8 points and 3.1 rebounds per game. She does have the talent, but her antics are getting out of hand. After the game, Mabrey summed it up perfectly.
Early in the game, you came in, got a hard foul, flagrant fouls to your face, smack to the face. What was your reaction to that? Did that spot fire up any, change anything mentality-wise?
I mean, there's levels to this shit, so I'm not going to fight with that.
Now, some people have made the comparison between Draymond Green and Chennedy Carter. For those who might not know, Draymond is one of the most polarizing figures in the NBA. His playmaking and defensive skills have made him extremely valuable to the Warriors dynasty. However, his inability to control his emotions has also cost the organization dearly. In recent years, Draymond has also developed a reputation for hurting his opponents. So it is almost perfect that he gave some pointers to Chennedy after she refused to answer the media after her run-in with Caitlin Clark.
If you want to understand how this thing goes, I'll give you a little advice. You're going to take on the villain role. Great. Love it. You're going to be that enforcer on your team. Great. Love it. Can't dodge the questions. You go to the press conference, you answer the question. No, ain't no Caitlin Clark. No. You did what you did. Stand on it.
Perhaps it's Kennedy's lack of accountability that has rubbed many fans the wrong way. She seems to act as if she has never done anything wrong, or that everyone is out to get her, when in reality, she is her own worst enemy. Her reactions have caused people to overlook what she has been doing on the court and focus on her aggressive behavior. In fact, when ESPN released their top 25 WNBA players list, Chennedy was irate that she was ranked below Caitlin. She went on a social media rant where she said, "How I average less minutes and my stats top in the league, but I am at the bottom. This isn't adding up. The hate be so obvious. FG percentage as well." Well, for the majority of people, it was clear as day as to why Caitlin was ranked above her. Caitlin has been a game changer, affecting every aspect of the league. Meanwhile, Chennedy is having a fantastic season, but most of her accomplishments are being overshadowed by her antics. Again, that's Draymond Green-like. Draymond is now known for more of his flagrant fouls rather than his skills as a player, and the same thing is happening to Chennedy. This is a dangerous route. We've already seen her having to claw her way back to the league after her antics had gotten her kicked out. Now she has found a home in Chicago, but it's not like she is a game changer. Despite being really good, she can be replaced if she continues to make headlines for the wrong reasons, especially if she starts costing her team wins. For now, she has not crossed the line to the point that she gets suspended, but it is starting to look as if that is a real possibility because she is unable to control her emotions. With the Sky trying to earn a spot in the playoffs, every game matters. But if Chennedy has any more outbursts, she might end up sealing her team's fate because of how the team is currently constructed. They cannot win without Chennedy scoring. With the way she has been acting, it seems pretty difficult to rely on her to be locked in every single game. And if you are not reliable and you cost your team wins, your spot on the team is not safe. Period. Ultimately, Chennedy will have no one but herself to blame if her actions end up coming back to bite her.